What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Table Sports. So this week, very excited because we're going to be looking at a film review of Will Anderson from Alabama, because Alabama could have another defensive superstar in the making. This kid was a former 5-star out of Georgia, and it's incredible to me that somehow Kirby allowed him to leave the state and play for the Crimson Tide. As a true freshman, he has generated more hype than any player on that Crimson Tide defense in some time as a true freshman. And don't get me wrong, there have been true freshmen before him come in and contribute, but all of them had positive reviews, but not to the extent of Will Anderson. Will Anderson is generating buzz on a different level, and when you watched him play against Missouri, quite frankly, it was very easy to see why. So before we get into this, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification, that way you know anytime I'm uploading, because I'll be uploading film reviews all throughout the year and talking about the games. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. So coming out of high school, it was known that Will Anderson was hyper explosive with an incredibly rare fast on his first step. But the question this year with all first-year players is, how are you going to be able to make up the mental aspects of the game with such a limited camp heading into this season, and then heading straight into SEC play, because that is brutal. And Will Anderson answered the call. Now, if you look at the stat sheet, it wouldn't have been the biggest game in the numbers column, but that's why you needed to watch the game, because he was incredible in this game. And the scariest thing is he's still a half step off. But let's take a look at this play in particular, because it might not look like Anderson does anything, but we have to remember he is a first-year player with a limited offseason. And what we can see right here is it's a quarterback option with the pitch to the running back. Now, all Anderson has to do is stay true to what his job is, and the play is done. But that's exactly what he does. And the reason I say this is impressive is sometimes when you have a guy as explosive as Anderson is coming out of high school, their first instinct is to always attack. And here, Anderson displays exactly why that Alabama coaching staff trusted him to start, because he is just happy doing his job, which is something Nick Saban always preaches. If everybody does their job, the mission will be accomplished. He sets the edge and even gets there a lot quicker than I think the quarterback was anticipating, to be able to assist Dylan Moses in making the play after the quarterback pitched the ball. Nothing world-beating, but establishing that he knows what his job is and that he has that explosive first step. And right here, we don't have a clip of Anderson, but watch 13 right here at the middle. Watch the explosion from these Alabama freshmen this year and the willingness to come in and make a play. That's a freshman, y'all. That's really good stuff from Malachi Moore, number 13. Another one to keep an eye on. But back to Will Anderson. On this play right here, he's lined up at the bottom of the formation, and we can already see he's dissected what the play is. However, this play right here explains what I was talking about at the beginning, that he is still learning, and that's what makes him so terrifying. In the last Will Anderson clip, he perfectly set the edge so that he had outside contain, and he didn't give up outside contain, which was what allowed the play to bust because it got there so quickly. While he certainly gets there incredibly quickly, he gives up outside contain, which is really his only job in this play. If anything gets inside of him right here, that's not his fault. That's the defensive line and linebacker's job, and as long as it doesn't bounce to the outside, he's done his job. However, he gets there so quickly, it's just like we talked about. He's so explosive and athletic, his first instinct is to attack, and while that's fine on the high school game, in the college game it certainly takes on an entirely different level. Now, make no mistake, this is no big deal, and this is a super understandable freshman mistake. His explosion allows him to get into the area to make a play so quickly that sometimes he'll overcommit, but throughout the game you could see him beginning to learn from his mistakes. And there weren't many. Let's check out this play right here, because it's going to display his speed and power. And even though he doesn't get a tackle right here, or even an assisted tackle, it allows for the pocket to start collapsing and the quarterback to roll out and make a less accurate throw. And actually, Missouri gets away with a hold in order to just contain him from breaking free and getting to the quarterback. This is sort of the disruption that Alabama severely missed last season, and this kid in his first game, while being still a step off, is providing it, and that's incredible. And call me boring, but aside from just getting to the quarterback, look at him right here understanding that he has to go into coverage. And like I said in the first clip, even though that there's no tackle made right there, that's a true freshman understanding already in game one that he is responsible for a tight end and breaking down and going into coverage against that tight end. Now the ball wasn't thrown, sure, but that's not the point. It's game one, and he's already understanding where he needs to be in coverage and doing it well. He has already dissected in this play where I highlighted in yellow that this tight end is going on a route and it is his job to get it. Look how quickly in this play he's able to dissect that, and that's why he was so highly regarded and touted. And as impressive as the cerebral aspects were to his game, my God, probably the most impressive thing was that hypersonic first step, and I have plenty of screenshots displaying it. The Alabama defensive line as a whole is on that yellow line, and Will Anderson is already on that orange line, and that's a true freshman in his first college start. Just look how fast he gets back here. Now, he doesn't make the tackle, and Josh Jobs ended up coming in like a speeding missile, and the quarterback does a phenomenal job just to get the ball out, but you get my point, and you see it even more right here. Watch him crush this running back. He comes in so quickly, he almost tackled both the running back and the quarterback. That's the kind of freakish speed we're talking about here. We're talking Jadeveon Clowney speed on the first step, and that is terrifying from a true freshman. And what's scarier, to me, this is the play where everything started to slow down to Anderson. And even though he was still just a half step off, his confidence was just boosted after this play because he began realizing that that dude he was in high school is translating fast. Speaking of fast, let's take a look again at a shot of just how quickly he gets back there. Right here, the line of scrimmage is that black line, and already Will Anderson is 3 yards behind it. But this is exactly where I'm talking about. Ignore my squiggly yellow line for a bit, and remember back to when I said the game is still a half second fast for him. Right here, he's already set the edge to such a degree that he is in perfect opportunity to cut inside and make the play on the running back. And yeah, absolutely, he does do it, but you can see what I mean. It was just a half second late. Now, this is absolutely no big deal. Remember the first clip. He set the edge. He did his job. Anything else inside is the linebacker's job. But that right there, the only reason I bring up is because he's consistently displaying that in a game or two, he's going to be on the same pace as the rest of college football. And that's going to be terrifying because that's when he'll be spinning off that tackle and popping the running back for a 4-yard loss before they even know what hit them. And right here, we pause it again to see Will Anderson well behind the line of scrimmage. And Missouri kept leaving him unblocked and trying to run to the inside, but he's so fast that he's hitting the running back in the backfield. Now, the running back still picks up the first down right here, but that speed is everything that was advertised and quite honestly more. And right here, we can see another good example of this Missouri quarterback. Will Anderson is at the top of the formation and gets instant pressure on him very quickly, which is exactly what he did all game. So if we go back and look, we can see Will Anderson is at the very top of the formation and is there lightning fast. I mean, he applies pressure on the quarterback very quickly and allows for a less than accurate throw to be made. And even though this was an incomplete pass, they did rule it as a completion, but still very impressive out of a freshman. And this right here is the other play of Will Anderson that kind of went viral. He's going to blow up the running back again, which is going to disrupt the entire play. Jordan Battle, number 9, is the free rusher on this play, yet Will Anderson gets there so quickly, he actually beats the free rusher to the ball carrier, or supposed ball carrier. Right here we have a perfect view. Watch 31 come inside the line and absolutely obliterate the running back. Jordan Battle is able to contain the quarterback and cause a less than accurate throw, which still should have been caught. There's no excuse for that. And really, that's on the linebackers for having their eyes caught in the backfield for longer than they should have. And on this last clip, we can see Will Anderson at the bottom of the line, keeping perfect contain on the quarterback and allowing him to go nowhere. And that's exactly what allows for this big-time sack. Sure, Will Anderson doesn't get credited with the tackle, but he did his job so perfectly that it allowed for Dylan Moses, LeBrian Ray, and everybody else to come in there and make the play. It's that sort of ability that is just incredible out of a true freshman, understanding his job and executing it. And like I said, Will Anderson showed improvement from the first snap of the game to the last, and that's terrifying for any SEC competition because this kid is the real deal. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and that'll do it for us. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know who else you would like to see film analysis of. That'll do it. See ya.